of our brief 2018 police blotter. You can see I had also given a mayor a copy that includes 2016, 17, and 18 numbers, so for comparison purposes. We had responded to over 6,000 calls, incidents calls for the computer-aided dispatch. They track all our calls. So 6,063 calls for service, which could be anything for someone calling, requesting a phone call to a fatality. So everything in between is categorized. As you can see here, we had 157 criminal investigations, and through those we've generated 37 adult arrests. We have a lot of fraud complaints and identity theft complaints. Unfortunately, we also had 11 drug overdoses, and 2 of those were fatal. Those numbers continue to increase. The 9 unattended deaths are just that they are not attended by a physician at the time. So like the nursing home, if someone were to pass away in a nursing home, that would be considered an attended death because they have doctors on staff. This is typically someone at home or something like that. The 19 missing persons, the majority of those generate from the Veterans Haven. When they go, a lot of times they'll go to the West Orange facility or the Orange facility or Lyons, and they don't come back. Their protocol is they must report them as a missing person. Even if we have an idea where they're at and stuff, because Lyons Hospital, when we call, they can't confirm that they're there or not. We'll just say, if he's there, please have him call back to the Hagedorn or to the Veterans Haven. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. But that's where the majority of those are. A couple of them are also juveniles who will take off, and we have to enter them as missing, locate them either later that day or the following morning or something like that. And thankfully, they are located safely. The domestic violence incidents, roughly stable. About 53 of them were reported to us this year. And out of those incidents, there were, I think, 12 of the 37 adult arrests were stemming from domestic violence incidents. We had 302 non-criminal unfounded investigations. Those are of a lesser degree. Again, non-criminal where they could border on a line of civil. We're still generating time from an officer. A report is written, and just for substantiating the officer's time. And a lot of them do go to civil court and stuff like that. The responses you see there for Veterans Haven, Freedom House, Hagedorn, they include squad calls, fire calls, some of them, but a lot of the calls to Freedom House are also for, we've had several narcotic overdoses there, and also ISP warrants, probably around 10 or 12 warrants we'll have to go serve up there.
What's an ISP?
As well as the Veterans Haven.
What's an ISP?
Intensive Supervision Program. So they come out on parole and they're under intensive supervision. If they violate any of the conditions, they'll issue a warrant, such as going to counseling or something like that. Dirty urine, you have urine screening and stuff like that. If it comes back, it's an administrative warrant. They'll send it to us, and we'll have to go effectually to rest, down to the jail and stuff like that. Hagedorn, lately we've been getting up there for a lot of criminal mischief, a lot of trespassing stuff. I guess they're starting to clean it up, to utilize it for the future. So there's more of a presence up there, workman's wise, and state workers coming up, and they're locating, finding that these doors have been kicked in, or there's graffiti over here, or they find somebody on the premises. So we have had a couple of the arrests come from trespassing up there, but we're getting up there more because they're getting in there more. The Hundred Inn Hills residential, majority of those are squad calls. There's been a couple, I think 2 or 3, that were for disturbances. 87-year-old guy keeps calling 911, wants out, wants us to get him out, and he creates a disturbance with the staff there. Like I said, very, very few. The majority of that is all squad calls, as well as the Littlebrook Nursing Home. In the motor vehicle category, you can see our motor vehicle stops have increased about 50% from last year. We're at 1,814 motor vehicle stops, and the summons also increased to 670. That's around 43% increase from last year. So roughly 1 in 3 cars are getting a summons. A lot of residents are getting stopped, getting the warnings to, adhere to the motor vehicle, statutes and drive safely and stuff. But with that increase of motor vehicle stops and summonses, the motor vehicle accidents have decreased by 16, 17% almost. So we're out there doing more, and everybody's kind of slowing down. We can see the speeds are slowing down, and we're reducing the accidents by quite a bit. Out of those accidents, roughly 20% are deer accidents that we get. So we can't control that. We put up the signs and stuff, deer crossing and stuff.
But they don't listen to them.
No, they don't. The deer don't cross when you tell them to cross, right? We did have 12 DUIs last year, and it responded to 550 911 calls. Now, they can be anything from a medical emergency to a child dialing 911 and hanging up. So it doesn't break it down as far as what's a true emergency and what is just, 911, my cat's in the tray, or little Johnny was playing with the phone again. So it captures all of that. The squad fire EMS calls, 293 calls, logged over 121,000 miles on our vehicles, and we accrued 2,096 hours of overtime. I think talking with Greg, we were under the budget, the overtime budget from last year, because a lot of it were the younger guys working it too. That amped up because of military commitments and stuff this year. So under some of the achievements, we've kind of ironed out with the help of the committee, especially Mike and Mark, who worked extensively at working on this Class 3 program and getting it all together with the school, which it has. Improved the school security, enhanced a lot of the police training, have a lot of new mandates coming from the Attorney General's office, the PTC Police Training Commission. I just got bombed today with stuff that I have to have in place by March 15th about immigration status, and have to post on our website. Type T visas, type U visas. I have to have officers trained in how to address them and how to interact with diverse communities. So we do have a lot of training, and I try to always stay current and proactive with our training. Some improvements downstairs, the internet exchange zone, the signs should be in this week. I've talked to Warren about establishing, doing the paintings outside and putting the signs up. So that's briefly what we've done this year. And I don't have enough time to tell you everything that I've done and that we've done, but we,